It's time for Emerald Eats, where we get to highlight some delicious food in our area.
Yeah, today we're joined by Aaron Tekulve with Surrell in Madison Valley. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay, we've been chatting about this actually because this is going to be so fun, but this is actually the only Seattle restaurant with a 100% Washington wine list. So talk to us about why that's so important to you.
Absolutely. Years back, I was introduced to Washington wines doing small winemakers dinners back in 2013 at a wine cellar in Issaquah, and really fell in love with the people of this wine industry. We have some amazing people, from vineyards to what happens at the wineries and then what's served in the restaurants, but it's well underserved. And you know, as I like to say, conversations to have over beers. There's a lot of reasons for that, but the truth is we have so much talent here, and I firmly believe that people in general just want great glasses of wine. They don't care where it comes from typically. And if they do, we have wines on our list that I am sure I can say it's the most hardened Francophile out there, that there is a wine for you in the state of Washington.
Ooh, a challenge.
Yes. Oh yes, I challenge everyone. Come join us and we will have a wine that will convert you at least over a glass. We have some really special stuff from some people who do some really tremendous work, and wines, they're not being recognized nationally and internationally for the kind of work that's happening in our state. It's a pretty special and exciting place.
Sounds like you're very good at your job. Okay, something else cool. I know you work with local ranches and local farms to find this perfect cuisine. Tell us about that.
So Surrell is a modern Pacific Northwest restaurant, really highlighting what happens in our farms and our ranches through a 9 to 10 course tasting menu and also a 4-course menu. You know, I have been so fortunate to be introduced to so many wineries as well, but farms and ranches, that the same kind of thing. Hard-working people who are just salt of the earth that you want to represent, but also things are always more delicious the closer they come to your restaurant.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we really want to like support things like climate change or anything like that, just know, like, your tomatoes, if you're getting them and you're eating them out of season, there are greenhouse gases on trucks that they're coming up, you know, from Southern California and things. Instead, if you get them locally, you're supporting a small farm, you're doing these things, but they taste way more delicious, and you get variety. You get like the little Black Prince that's over there. That's one of my absolute favorite tomatoes that you will ever have.
Oh, fun.
So it can, you know, surpass any slicer that you're going to work with. So the thing is, it's just, we're really fortunate to live in one of the most diverse regions in the entire world, being in the Pacific Northwest. And so I just choose to, the majority of what we do, you know, most menus are solid 75 to 80% Washington, Pacific Northwest ingredients only.
And these ingredients that you're using, you make some very interesting things with them as well. We're doing a spiced red tomato ice cream with a pistachio cake, sweet corn crumble, and basil. How do you come up with this?
Well, you know, it's eating lots. And when you eat a lot, then you get these flavor memories and things that work. So while we're talking about now, I'm going to start to assemble a few things. So one thing is talking about Washington wines. So we work, again, purely with Washington wines. This is a little Cabernet Sauvignon. We're making a little mulled red wine that is going to be used as part of our sorbet today. So this is a little Demerara brown sugar that we're putting in there, and a little spice blend here. I'm a huge fan of warming spices. So we have some cinnamon, some allspice clove, and black peppercorn. And those are going to just steep away. Now, this is something that takes 2 hours to really infuse all the flavors, so that's something that we want to talk about. But if you have wine that you're like, oh, I opened up this bottle and forgot to put the cork back in it, and now it's oxidized and doesn't taste great, you can make great things. The truth is that with wine and cooking with it, it just needs to be something that is palatable. It doesn't have to be your favorite wine. In fact, you know, the only reason you should be cooking with that is that you forgot that, put that cork back in it, frankly. Enjoy that wine. But there's plenty of other great wines out there that you can use to cook with that give you a tremendous amount of flavor, whether you're going to use it in dessert or whether you're going to use it for something like making a vinaigrette for a salad, where you might cook down some white wine and infuse it with some herbs. Okay, so we have this going. We're going to be making a crumble. So here at the restaurant, we offer an omnivore, pescatarian, vegetarian, and vegan menu. This is way so we can be as inclusive to all people and their diets and whatnot. Here with all of our crumbles, we make them gluten-free. We do a lot of dairy-free as well, because we run into people who have both. In this case, we're using a little sweet corn that is freeze-dried, a little sugar, flake salt, and our gluten-free flour. We're going to put that in there, and then we're going to mix that up just really quick with a little bit of butter. So this is basically like if you ever made an apple pie with a streusel top. Pretty much the exact same process, except we're doing this separate. So if you have that recipe that you love, go ahead and just mix that together, and then put that on a little tray and bake it separately, and then top your ice cream, eat it with a spoon, whatever you want, right? Put it like this on there. You want it to look kind of like wet sand.
Okay.
That's going to give you that nice crunchy texture in different sizes, and then we'll pop this in a little oven and let that bake away. Okay. let's get on to plating some dessert here.
Okay,
so
yes.
we have some pistachio cakes here. Big fan of pistachio. Pistachio and strawberries, or excuse me, tomatoes are great friends. We use strawberries at the restaurant like tomatoes, and we'll use tomatoes like berries because they're all basically a fruit, but they share a lot of the same flavor profile. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to play with a little liquid nitrogen. So here we have a pot. And, you know, right around 300 below zero here.
Wow.
Is it Halloween? I feel like we're making a witch's brew. This is exciting.
And we're going to put in a little bit of this tomato ice cream. So this is just an ice cream base that we have put into a whipped cream canister.
Oh my gosh, a lot is happening right now.
And then what I'm going to do is I'd like you two to take these two spatulas and just chop like this for me, okay?
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to put just a little bit of, this is a basil sauce. And we make with a little, again, with white wine, little cooked down white wine.
Okay, we have about 30 seconds. Are we going to make it?
Oh, we're going to make it. Little crumble here.
Okay.
And then we're going to take this here.
What?
And so this is just, you know, if you ever had Dippin' Dots back in the 90s.
And we get to use our little shovels.
And
Our shovel spoons. Check that out.
be nice and cold.
Nice and cold.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like this.
So we call that dragon's
Thank
breath
you
right
so
there.
much. We posted lots more info on Surrell on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live.
Yes, this is so good. And still ahead on